Hey there, Taurus, and welcome to your week of May 10th, 2021 tarot reading. I'll take you up with a general vibe card here, then we're going to do a 3-card spread of past, present, future, and we'll do some clarifiers and an outcome card for you. Remember though, Taurus, these are general readings, so just take what resonates, leave the rest. If something's there, take it. If it's not there, don't try to squeeze it in so it fits to the way you think things should be going, right? So if we do that, we'll be all good. But on top of this, Taurus, we just passed 50 subscribers here on the channel. I really appreciate that. If you were one of my first subscribers, or somewhere in the middle there, or even just recently, it doesn't matter. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. I'm hoping to do some sort of 50 sub special video, whether that's like a love reading, a career reading, what have you. Whatever you want, you leave a comment down below in this video, and I'm going to do a tally up of all the votes that come in, and we'll go ahead and do a special video either next week or the week after, hopefully, once everybody's thrown in their 2 cents, and hopefully we get something good, and I'll do a big special reading. We'll do a big special reading. I'll do a big special reading for you. But anyway, I think I've shuffled. Oh, geez, Louise. I think I've shuffled this deck on up. So we'll see what we got here. For your general vibe card, we got the co-create card. So this is kind of a card of saying, like, the universe is trying to work with you to create things, right? It's trying to kind of work with you to create this new life for you, or maybe not the new life, but the path you're on, and keep creating that and keep pushing you in the right direction. It's also a card of saying sort of like, be creative at this time. You may not feel like you're creative, but you are creating your own unique path. Like, it may not seem that way, right? Because you might think, oh, I'm just the same small town, person, like, and there's a million other people with the same story as me. Sure, there's a million other people that may have started out the same as you, but you've gone in a completely different direction from a lot of them. And you've had unique experiences to you. And that's what the co-create card is saying. It's like you're your own special snowflake, right? You're your own unique butterfly, right? So even though it may not seem that way, you may not feel that way all the time, you are unique and you are your own person. So that's what that card tries to remind you of, and that you're walking your own unique path, and the universe is trying to help you get there too, trying to keep you on course. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot. We all need that reminder from time to time, eh, Taurus? I think so anyway. A lot of people think they kind of get lost in the shuffle, and it's easy to do that sometimes with the way, like, social media is, and the way kind of people will generalize people a lot of the time. But I feel like we are all different. We all have our own unique perspective, even though it may not seem that way all the time. So, but regardless, we'll give the deck here one last little shuffle and see what we got for you. So, Taurus, in your past, we've got the moon. So you could be dealing with a Pisces at this time. Could have that in your chart as well, sun, moon, rising, all that good stuff. But the moon is a card of mysteries. It's a card of sort of introspection and not knowing what path you should take. I always say take the middle path here. You don't go with either of the dogs, right? You just take the path up the middle, and you kind of follow your own beat of your drum. Like we were talking with the co-create card, like you do what's best for you, right? You follow your own unique path. So I like that a lot. So we're already getting a good line of where we're going with this reading, is like, stick true to yourself, right? Do what's best for you. Stick true to yourself, stick true to your guts. So in your present, we've got the 5 of Pentacles, and it's a card of feeling left out in the cold. Could be you feeling that way. Could be somebody you're dealing with in your life, your family member, a friend, a partner, somebody at work, maybe a bunch of people as well. They could be kind of feeling left out of cold. It kind of seems like it might be you. With the moon here, kind of introspecting, and with the co-create card, there's a lot of like, am I doing the right thing at this time? So maybe you're kind of feeling left out in the cold from everybody, right? But this card says, like, don't draw attention to your weaknesses at this time. This guy here, if you can see it there, he's got a bell around his neck here, and that's to signify that he's a leper. And what that means is that back in the day, people would know, oh, that's a person, that's a leper, I'm going to avoid them. So it's saying don't draw attention to your weaknesses at this time, right? Don't try to, like, don't let people know that you are, maybe not so good at something, right? Because then they don't know, and they're not going to discriminate against you because, right, you may not be the best, I don't know, you might not be the best with math, or you might not be the best at English, or you might not be the best with money, or what have you, right? And it's saying just like, don't draw attention to that stuff, because then people, if they don't know it's there, they're not gonna either target it as a bad way or avoid you because they think like, oh, you can't help me out, right? You have your own unique perspective, and maybe you can help them out. It's just they're, prejudice or something against like, oh, you're not good with math and I need help with this and I don't want you, right? I need people who are good with numbers. But you might be able to help that person out regardless, because you have your own unique perspective. They're like, oh, I never thought of that, right? So don't be drawing attention to your weaknesses is the big thing with that. So in your future, we got the Justice card. So we got Libra popping in here now too. So again, maybe you're dealing with a Libra at this time, but the Justice card is sort of to say like, try to live in harmony, try to live in balance, right? The scales of justice, right? Of course, you don't want to do anything illegal either. You want to stick to, the legal path and whatnot. It is justice after all. But really, it's about harmony, balance, living a good life. So, living a loving life as well. Even though justice, when we think of justice, we think of law and order. It is a card of like love too. Like when it comes to all aspects of your life, you want to live in a balanced way. So again, like don't target your weaknesses and don't be really focused in on them. Kind of be like, I may have my weaknesses, but everybody does. And that's kind of what makes us all unique too. So we're getting a lot of uniqueness in this reading here, Taurus. So hopefully this is all coming to a good spot here. It seems like you need to take a more balanced approach with things rather than focusing too much on like your weaknesses or focusing too much on if you're doing the right thing, right? Just kind of take her slow, take her as you need to, right? So, oh, excuse me. But we'll get you some clarifiers here and an outcome card here in just a moment, Taurus. But before we do, if you could leave a like, I really appreciate that. Helps the channel out a lot. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and that way you stay in the loop when I upload new videos. You can check out your bell. You can press the bell icon as well, and that will notify you. Oh, we got a pop out for you. If you hit the bell icon, it'll notify you when I upload new videos. And then you can come on over whenever I upload a new video and check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising videos. And that'll be hunky-dory too. So, oh, and don't forget, you can also leave a comment about the 50 sub special video too. So all good, but I think we've shuffled the deck enough, and we did have a pop out here. So clarifying the moon, we have the Death card, which is a card of ending a cycle. Scorpio's card, we got a lot of major arcana here. So a lot of like really, when a lot of major arcana cards pop out in a reading, I find it's a reading that really is trying to like get your attention, right? It's like we have a lot of powerful messages coming through here. So with the Death card clarifying the moon, it's mean like you need to end something. You need to stop worrying about, are you on the right path? You need to stop worrying about like, should I choose a different direction? It's like, follow your heart, follow your instincts, follow you, right? Don't worry about like, what's my neighbor got a big fancy truck or something? I need a big fancy truck, right? Don't worry about that. What do you want? What do you actually want? Do you want a big fancy truck just because your neighbor has one, or because you want to show off that you have money or whatever? Or do you want a big fancy truck because you actually need a big fancy truck and you actually always wanted a big fancy truck, right? So it's saying like, end the cycle of like, trying to figure out like, trying to like impress others and trying to do what other people want you to do and trying to do what is expected of you by like society. Do what's good for you, right? So I like that a lot. There's a guy, he does hockey videos for Toronto Maple Leafs games and stuff. I really love him. His name's Steve Dangle. He says sometimes, I've heard him in like his videos and his podcasts, is like, keep your head in your own boat, right? Like don't worry about what your neighbor, your friends, or whoever are doing in their life. Just enjoy what you have, right? And keep your head in your own boat, right? So I like that. Clarifying the Five of Pentacles, we got the Ace of Pentacles. Just saying like, you're gonna have some success, I feel, if you don't draw attention to your weaknesses. If you, just kind of leave that stuff out and you just be like, I am kind of feeling left out in the cold right now, but I'm gonna try and warm myself up, so to speak, and I'm going to try and get in there and get out of the cold and get in, you know, to some place like home or something where it's safe and where I'm not cold anymore, you're going to have success. And as long as you're not talking about your weaknesses the whole time and you're not drawing attention to that, you will have success. So I like that a lot. Clarifying justice, we have the 10 of Wands. So something coming to an end, something to do with like a lot of stress and anxiety, right? So a lot of this introspection and such that we're seeing here is coming to an end, right? You got to end the cycle of this with the Death card. Begin ending that cycle, and with the Justice, when you take that more balanced approach, that stress and all those worries are going to end when you stop focusing so much on one thing, when you stop focusing on all the negatives and stuff, and you take a more balanced approach and see, like, you know, things aren't actually that bad, or they're actually pretty good. It's just, you know, I've been really hyper focusing on the negatives, right? I've been really fixating on them. You're going to have success. So, and that's going to end that stuff. It's going to end all that. All those stress and anxieties are going to come off like a weight off your shoulders. It's going to feel great. So I like that a lot. For your outcome card, you got the 5 of Cups, and that's a card of getting to where you want to be, but not the way you thought you were going to get there, right? In the traditional Rider-Waite version of this, you see a man who is looking at 3 cups that have been spilt, and he thought those 3 cups would lead him across this river to a town on the other side, and that was his objective. That's where he wanted to be. That's where he would have his success and whatnot. But if he turned around, there's 2 cups behind him that are still full and aren't knocked over, and there's also a bridge leading across that river to the town. So he'd still get to where he needs to go. He just needs to realize that it's not going to be the way he thought it was. And it seems like maybe you've been worrying about too much about like the success in your life and like the achievements in your life that you thought you would accomplish by now, or you thought that you were going to follow this particular path. And it seems like, you know, you're still going on the right path. It's just you needed to maybe take a little bit of a roundabout way to get there. So that's what I got for you this week, Taurus. I really hope that helped you out. Remember, you can leave a like, really helps out the channel. You can subscribe and hit that bell icon so you stay in the loop and get notified when I upload new videos. You can check out your Sun, Moon, Rising videos after this one to get a full scope of what might be coming for you in the week ahead. And you can also leave a comment about that 50 sub special video I plan on doing. And I hope to see you, Taurus, in the next video.